This represents the sun, and these are the sun rays in all four directions.
The bolo ties, jewelry, sculpture, and the many other fascinating works displayed at the American Indian Arts Marketplace.
Hand beat it into the board, yes, sir.
A lot of these things that we make have meanings behind them.
Are much more than fine works of art.
It's to carry on a religion and a culture. So we value things that are brought from the Mother Earth and made by Mother Earth. A lot of people aren't just out there to make money.
And the turquoise dot on the top of their head, it represents wisdom.
They are a celebration of the many aspects of Native American culture.
The majority of my work has to do with the Navajo mythology stories, the universe, and the Mother Earth connection right in the middle. And then we have the giver of life and also the Mother Earth.
All the artists are wonderful. Jimmy does a beautiful job. I mean, I love the inlay work that he does with his pieces and the explanation and the story behind each piece.
And here at the Autry Museum of the American West in Los Angeles, there are fascinating stories behind every piece.
So here's Mother Earth right here. This gravitation is vegetation, and this is the horizon, and these are clouds, and these are sun rays. And the sun rays are feathers and made into a Yebiche mask.
And then this, the famous Platoon 382, all Navajo, that developed the code. And took
The artists all have a story themselves.
This is me right here, and this is my grandpa here.
Like Latham Nez.
He would wake up in the morning going, ka-chua, ka-chua, shooting into the air. And I asked him, after the book came out, I said, Grandpa, what were the nightmares about? And he said that he would wake up to seeing the Japanese enemy sitting at the end of his bed.
Along with displaying his jewelry, the artist is celebrating his heroic late grandfather, Chester Nez, one of the original code talkers of World War II, and the only one to share his amazing story in a book.
They put us in these boarding schools to strip us of what our heritage and our language, just to come to find out that they needed that to win the war.
Chester was also an artist who loved to watch Looney Tune cartoons with Latham when he was a boy.
He was always drawing. He loved cartoons. He loved art, and he was the best, most humble person I've ever known.
Latham says the Navajo, who call themselves Dene, learned to work silver long ago from the Spanish conquistadors.
And we would trade them for their silver dollars.
The molten silver was poured into a mold made of volcanic tufa stone.
And I put the two halves together, and I leave a sprue for me to pour in my molten metal. And then I break the mold apart, and then I'm left with this in the middle here, a perfect replica of my design that I carved in.
I'm setting stones.
Those ancient roots have given birth to some very successful modern careers.
My next international trip is Italy. I love traveling.
Tanya June Raphael was 8 when she began making jewelry with her grandparents.
This is a big ring. The big rings are in. I was raised by my grandparents, and this is what their legacy is. I'm carrying on what they taught me.
And today the Navajo sells her work all over the world.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah, you can try it on. There's a mirror.
I'm like terrified.
And I love meeting people, and of course, just making the piece, like this piece I made. This is a pendant, and it goes on with one of these.
About 200 artists representing some 40 Indian tribes are here at the show, selling and demonstrating their work.
You're welcome. I enjoyed just being in my own space, my own time, unplugging from everything, and just being in the experience of weaving, being in your thoughts about the materials, the nature, your ancestors, all that stuff, everything that the basketry, where it came from.
There are Navajo rugs, Kachina dolls, and makers of fine bows and arrows.
Amazing.
Plus, some modern art, like photography.
I'm really not making any political statements, but just kind of using photography to represent a positive aspect of life and the beauty of our land and people. I teach at Northern Arizona University. I'm a professor of photography there.
And works that blend the past and present, like mythological animal form.
The bear, the spider, the deer, all these animals played an important role. And so this is a homage, morphing of all those different animal forms into one piece. And it's all hand painted.
a Pueblo Navajo artist born in New Mexico and raised in LA.
And it's entitled Shiprock Legacy.
Rowan is also a painter.
Shiprock being on the Navajo Indian Reservation, there was a great deal of uranium mines that were built up there. It's a narrative on that particular issue, that social issue that has been plaguing Southwest indigenous people for many, many years.
I love it. It's acrylic paint with a clear coat on it. And then the beads.
At the American Indian Arts Marketplace,
They make me smile. So I like doing it. And the gourds talk to you. They kind of tell you what they want to be.
it's just a fun day.
I made the dream catchers onto the gourd, cut the circles, the half circles, and then built the dream catchers onto the gourd.
It's a fun day.
And I would burn all my designs on.
Because you meet great people and you get to walk and just enjoy the fresh air.
Thank you.
It's a fun place to be.